When Rage Against the Machine broke radio, we were arguing wars, lost souls, and no government. But what has changed? Our wars have gotten smarter and more in our face. From racism at work, with public racial violence and political agendas shoved by far-right neo-fascist Proud Boys, to white American parents calling the cops any instance we breathe. Because America hasn't changed. It's getting more disrespectful, and people no longer hide behind closed doors or white hoods or robes. Everyone owns a gun and has a right to use it with quick, vindictive, trigger-happy fingers, and threats for words and emotional safety situations are more threatening than physical safety. Because now pedophiles are not the only ones that kill souls. Our neighborhood is now filled with men that hide behind shiny gold star badges, willing to serve and protect the babies instead of our kids. This new America only changed intensity and degrees. This new America smells like old America. This new America is still in distress. This new America still fights wars, but moreover, within our own backyards. Please go vote. So, don't fuck right now. Nah, don't fuck. Yeah, no. So, happy birthday, Corey. I think one of the things that I want to mention is that I am grateful for this space because I've discussed it before. I'm autistic, and I feel like I have like a thing at home where I have a nephew who's autistic as well, and I feel that I'm a derivative, kind of like there's little things that are different with me and him, but he's borderline about to be called Corey Jr. at home because he does exactly what Corey does here. And I feel that I never understood that until now, more than ever. And I'm part of me seeing Corey in my space and me this stage to discuss and be able to say what I need to say gives me hope for my nephew in the future because I don't feel that he should be hiding at home or hiding his message because we're different. So this is for you. They say I'm different. They say I'm often misunderstood. They say I have no filter. I don't act or talk like you. My mind runs faster at times. My mind doesn't understand social cues. But from the view, I wonder at times, what if the way I view is what's needed to get things done? Because I might not simmer, questioning if I should say what I feel, because maybe I speak with a fever in my heart, and maybe my neurodivergent mind calls it out faster than you because time is running out. And for that, I won't apologize. For that, I'll stand more tall because I don't want to be mainstream because I refuse to be anything but me. Happy birthday, Corey. All right, Sasha. I lay here open, bare, thighs laid after all the lust you have and you gaze. Empty gaze, because I bet you didn't think of what to do with me after this. You thought after I made her mind, she's self-sufficient to do the rest, and I am, Daddy, I am. But I don't want to keep doing for men what they don't do for me. Let my femininity out for a bit. Let me lay my crown for a few seconds while you show me exactly what masculine energy does for me. Because for once, I love to feel safe, even in words. For once, I love for you to pull my hair with consent, softly. For once, I let you hear my moans express how I'll do what you want. But I want the bedroom pillow talk to spill over to the smallest of moments. I ask for words. I ask for you to remind me in the middle of the day because words like love and mi vida make me write more. I can give myself permission, but I prefer it from you. Let me be vulnerable because this strong woman wants to be soft too because it gets tiring to carry my own. And sometimes all I really want is passionate words that remind me why I love the way I do, make my time worthy. Maybe all I want is to hear my name from your lips. Maybe all I want is for you to stand so close that I forget where I start and you end. Because chemistry makes my poetry come to life. Because I don't want quick carnal fucking, but long soul touching that makes me quiver when I remember the next day. I live off words. I don't exist. I live, I simmer, I come to life when you talk to me, and all I want is more feelings from you. All I want in these words are these words that light my fire like no one else, because all I really want is to be feminine and feel safe. Because all I want is to stop planting in others words of self-love and leaving those pieces behind when you run out of water for me. I have over and over again demonstrated I can do for me and more. But for once, I want to show you how I bloom for the right soul. Sometimes all I want is space for you to let me be raw, unfiltered, soft, crumbling, and exposed. I promise you love than you. I hope you fall for the part of me, not for yourself to keep, but so you can understand that at times being in this presence of such conceptions are experiences we're to cherish at that moment and thank the universe for. I hope that for your consumption of me, you learn that I am not a part of this hookup, make me come generation, but a delicate, full-bodied woman in search of intentional moments where when I come for you, it leaves a lingering memory for you instead.
Okay, so, this is something I wrote a while ago, and old shit, and it's edited, so, making it you again. You like it, has some you like to it. In some wild, stylish way, like a soft sonic boom weaving all through my brain, the scent of aster through the breeze of an early spring. Baskets of gold coreopsis, fields full of every lovely flower, that's how it feels to be in her orbit. Hey lover, if ever you have to wrestle with sleep, hey lover, if ever an uncomfortable air ruins the peace in your bedroom, oh lover, remember you make beautiful things happen. The daughter of Mother Nature, deep in grace, the calm and the chaos. Lover, you brighten up the whole room. You lighten up my imagination to the point where I can't even sleep because I see you a million ways, a dirty little angel. Breaks all the rules the right way, making sparks fly, starting fires, pushing pressure points on the pink part of my lover's mind. The pains of pleasure are part of the enjoyment. You're like a spike of dopamine when the sunlight hits my skin, you little summer machine. My nerves are restless jungles. I'm tripping over my own senses. Oh, I get too excited. I'm way too lightable. Just a match in a campfire. Just a man with his woman. My woman's love is the law. All else is last week's news. My baby's love packs a punch. The life and bounce of this poetic ramble is from the thought of you, of us, of how we overflow like red wine spilling on the pages. These are the stains of love mixed with lust. From dust we came, so we were never clean. From dust we will return, born to live in the red hot, burn through life then die. Thank you.
How to make games. And if you remember last week, we were talking to you, and what's a pumpkin, whatever food. Here we go. How to make games.
Aluminum can label reads beans. Frijole flavored with authentic Mexican spices. Don't need to drain salt to taste.
I learned broken Spanish from kitchen table conversations between ants that I wasn't meant to understand. English spoonful of periodic fork and knife cuts to interrupt the language not for children coded, but they spoke it as children. Students to cooktop lessons growing up. Rag over shoulder notebooks. Out young women, classes in session, countertops marked by cutting board slip-ups. If Savoya makes you cry, it means you're a jealous lover. Cover the pots with plates, just in case you lost the top. It doesn't mean you let it spill over. And when you cook those beans, the most important thing, hey, are you listening to me, is that they have to be clean. Recess. Pick out piedritas, little rocks, pueblitos, rotten, discolored, broken halves like the ones Yaprieta broke her molar with that one time and soak them overnight. That pale, pretty brown makes dinner guests forget the dirt they erased and forget where they came from.
For that savory south of the border flavor, empty contents into a microwave safe bowl and heat on high for 3 minutes or until the desired temperature is reached. Microwave watts may vary. Let them sit, stew in their splashback before the first taste.
Art class. Color. Color theory was exotic, like the light skin and freckles, height and sharp noses of grammar school classmates. See, no amount of bleach water and scrubbing could lighten Tia Prieta's skin, and hand-drawn magic markers on Tia Abuela after school. In the heat of the kitchen, they ran at La Mesa with the sisters. Plain brown girls with plain brown skin, perfect Spanish, English safe for schoolwork at home. No hablas así. See, my grandma never felt the sting. Ruler slaps on the backs of hands for speaking those dirty brown words. It only took one generation of grammar school teachers to wash brown water mouths with clean white bars of soap. See, to get those pretty pale browns, you gotta let them soak. So they aim to lose themselves in photographs, portraits and landscapes, no sepia tone, Miss America lunchboxes, Coca-Cola smiles, and photo albums, black and white interpretations of the American dream. And me, ojalás, granted light skin, no A's or rolled R's in my first name. I learned broken Spanish from conversations between aunts that didn't think it'd be best for me to understand. But I spooned bits onto my tongue, snatched up the crumbs before they were dusted away. They spoke in scraps, and I don't think they'll ever know just how hungry they left me. Thank you.
Hey, I'm good. Pretty good. Before I start, I just want to say thank you to Rooster and Mandy and usually Paul's here and any other co-hosts for giving an outlet to 2 and 4 people like me. It goes a mile, so thank you. And thank you to the bar, the staff, the establishment, and to the audience for lending your attention, and the community as a whole for the antics, the new shit, old shit type stuff. It really gives it a home for me. Yeah, so just some new stuff today. This first one is really short. It's about writer's block, so here we go. Just beyond the page, they point and laugh at me. They cackle wantingly. These words are taunting me. Funky and fetid, sulfuretted, they linger dauntingly. These words are haunting me. And that's it. Thank you. And the next one's just a short love poem. She said goodbye. It's done, so why worry for that which does not last? Grateful because at least it was. It's good to live, if just to give. On this late day, you're far away, and I'm left with a happiness, the orange red, and what you said, the summer sky, and your goodbye. Thank you.
We're playing a show down the street. We believe in the power of improvisation, so that's what we're about to fucking do. Hair in the wind. It's like nothing. Nothing is something I've been carrying around for a long time. The backpack of nothing contains all things, and it is heavy, heavy, heavy on my back. It's heavy, heavy, heavy carrying around things like bricks. But through knowing that you know nothing, all things are known. The bricks of unknowing build a house of knowledge. I sit in this house with no chair. The house is bullshit. Trees are better. The trees make the house. One doesn't become enlightened sitting under a roof. What is a roof but a man-made canopy? Just another ceiling to be broken through. A broken ceiling, a ceiling of glass. What gets past the ceiling of glass? Glass is just sand that's been melted down under pressure and heat. Pressure and heat may make glass and sand, but what type of pressure and heat make man? Pressure and heat can make glass and a man, but pressure and heat is also what I smoke with my band. Smoke, band, both circular. Just like the circle of life. Circle, bands, man and wife. Circle, band, man, wife, land. What's a circle but an ellipse, and what's an ellipse but an orbit? It's an orbit for gravity. Orbit, band, orbit, decent brand of gum, orbit, chewing. Orbit, circular, around. Band.
You're the son of a bitch who saw Days of Our Lives, yo! The Aztec Theater!
So this poem is titled Used To. I wrote this in June. Well, it was dedicated to Jalen Walker. He was a 25-year-old black guy who was murdered by the police in Akron, Ohio. Well, he's from Akron. I don't know how I ended up deciding to choose to read this poem tonight, but it's kind of relevant because the 8 police officers who actually murdered him, they returned back to where it was. To the politicians, fuck your thoughts and prayers. You can shove them up, you know where. Our children dying thanks to gun violence, hunger, and lack of health care. They claim they care about our welfare, but every day in America is hell here. Our guardian angels strangled in broad day, lynched by those who took an oath to protect us. 90 shots released from the clutches of sweaty palms, alarmed by darkness unarmed. Torn from this world, hurled into the unknown. Another memorial to be forgotten, pungent smell of rotten dreams, a neighborhood aesthetic. Normalized in the mind, heart, and eyes of those trapped inside. I've never read I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, but I can only imagine Maya was writing about me. Round the clock, living a life so tragic, discovering in poetry there's magic. Healing. Releasing feelings in the midst of injustice. Unmitigated death, theft. They stole from me. I used to glow. I used to have hope. And now I just don't know.
My love comes from deeply rooted saffron crocuses and crumbly earth and bleed brightly when pressed. My love comes from thousands of favorites, graceful sea anemones really, who floated to America hoping to save their children from the inevitable stones and stains and cuts of persecution that stiff and skip like scratches on compact discs. My love comes from new beginnings. The sound Jew and Farsi means better. In English, J-E-W can fit into another concept, J-E-W-E-L. My love comes from the voices of canaries on gold loop tiny cassette tapes at 6 years old in mommy's car. And then, even then, I knew nobody can sing a love song like a Persian woman. My love comes from a distinct east, a slowly forgotten feast of inverted myths, featuring unspoiled sirens, lonely and restless women who sang stories resounding in pots and pans, seasoning rice with tears. My love comes from a proficiency in the ballet of whirling samovars and teacups, tapped in time to sternly bearded masculine leaders. My love comes from dreams of ships filled with vaults, preserving women in vacuum-packed veils, like pale-faced embroidered mummies, who will one day, and today, shake the earth with great tantrums their father beat out of their gold-plated breasts. In this city, I count my dowry of crushed saffron fairy tales carefully. I get my poetry onto paper as my own secret Egypt, my personal score for my legacy, a harmony of healing Allahs and Akbars and full sweeping salams, in living memory of Gurush, Shamsol, Oruch, Haider, Leila, Mama Niran, and Masa Amini. I sing a song for all of us because I find it can.
I don't know why you have to care about me, but I enjoy when movies and books and poems have their titles inside of the word. We can point it out and go that right there. Yeah. Oh no shit. Finding Nemo shit.
Yeah!
Come on, man, call me by your name shit. Like every time that you can see something truthful it makes life so much easier. And I wish that more people had that. I wish that when we looked at each other, on top of our heads we could see who we were. At the top it would say, wears beanies indoors, laughs too loud, watches movies to fall asleep. And I wish there was something on top of my head to tell me who I was. I wish that when you first meet someone, that you know all the ways that they're gonna make you love them, all the little things that you'll never ever forget. I wish that when you first meet someone, it would say, ends in 5 months, in 13 hours, at 8 p.m. at Starbucks. I wish I was prepared for that. Thank you guys.
I have to pull it up, so. I just want to say thank you all so much for the people that have performed. This has been really inspiring for me to get up here and read what I have. So thank you all so much. This poem is dedicated to the memories that you cherish that other people don't probably give a fuck about. So. Honest shit! Yeah! This poem is titled Row J, Seats 8 and 9. The tired employee printed me out and grabbed me with the size of his sweaty index finger and thumb, putting me in your safe, soft, soothing hands. You came because you liked what you saw, and you wanted to know more, right? You sat down, you listened, laughed, maybe even got a little emotional. You couldn't take your eyes off of me. You hung on to every word, like you held on to me, and every single word right from the start. And it didn't matter what angle I looked at you, because I had known right then and there that I had the best seat in the house. Right from the start, When I was passed off from grimy hands, you looked at me with so many questions, maybe a little bit of fear, but overall excitement. Who knew how this would turn out? You just never know. But for a second, I felt joy, knowing I meant something to you in that moment, because I felt how much I meant to you when you held on to me like you did with every single word. We had such good seats, not because I could see the bigger picture clearly, but because my seat was next to yours. But now I lay defeated, crumpled up garbage lying dormant in your pocket, until you fish me out with familiar fingers that don't recognize the time we shared, and toss me into the trash with moments that didn't mean as much to you as they did with me. Thank you.
I'm going to read some new shit. I also do want to get a little bit of a trigger warning because it's about sexual assault, so if that's not something you're down with, there we go. This is called What I Remember versus What I Don't. Separated by a coffee table, we sat in a miserable silence that left me frozen in place. I took the glass of wine that you offered to me, hoping that the tension would fade. My second drink of the day put the rest of the night in a haze. You offer another glass of wine, fill it to the brim, then a blank space. Next, I'm throwing up in a pristine restroom that is unrealistically clean. I'm trying not to make a scene. I tell myself that I can't be this drunk after only 3 drinks. I stumble back to your sofa. Your mood completely changed. You're dancing to Post Malone. Now you're kissing me, and now you're carrying me over your shoulder. Next, it's over. I mumble that I don't think I can drive till I'm sober. Next, a hard sleep. I woke up naked, none of these memories which had come back to haunt me with time. I see a used condom next to the bed. I feel sadness, disgust, and dread. I muster the courage to gather my clothes and take my aching body home. I spread your hands from my skin until I am beet red, hyperventilating. Then you walk to me.
Give it up for your host.
You were the bravest motherfucker last week!
I know. I am the bravest motherfucker. All the time, every day. I have a shirt that says queer walking around fucking Texas like. So. And sad side note, I was recently jumped, so they're actually out there like, gay bashing people, so watch the fuck out. Be with friends. Be safe, please. Woo! Anyway, didn't want to start like that, but how are we feeling besides that? So I'm gonna kick us off first with something that is a little bit unorthodox, a little more like word vomit shit.
Yeah, word vomit shit.
Unorthodox word vomit shit, I like that. And then we'll go to Corey's ode. But first, it's untitled. Fire doesn't drown. Tongues lick upwards and sideways and diagonally, whetting your appetite like perfectly flame-licked flambe frozen in the back fridge where secrets are kept chilled on ice until they are served in obsidian crystal chalices reflecting inner labyrinths where minotaurs and medusas are replaced with lust and erotic nightmares that make you sweat and thrust and quiver with anticipation, masturbation, clear magnification until slicking streets are webbed with glossy sins from the night before which make footsteps patter with dream-like steps that staircase your way to 7 or 700 minutes in heaven where lips flutter and flap on your softer parts where butterfly kissing your worries away until they make soft away like good wine that makes good memories swirling inside a rose dandelion glass of honeysuckle tree trumpet that is wet with the morning dew of nature's soft and supple like perky breast kiss with bearded nipple tickles in the morning of life of nature's glory where all things frolic and bathe in each other. Thank you. Yeah, just a whole lot of sex and nature and sex and nature. sex in nature. That's sex in nature. But sex is natural. Just be careful, like leaves and shit. Like.
Safe sex.
Safe sex. Practice safe sex.
No, leave.
Take a tent. Anyway, here's our ode to the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Core.
You motherfucker!
The core is the center, the heart, the purest form of a being. He is a historian of jazz, a Stanley Kubrick stan. Corey can tell you the history of Valkyries and the role of Viking lore, then turn around and slap you with a dose of Samuel L. Jackson's monologue from Pulp Fiction. Does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch? What? I said, does Marcellus Wallace look like a bitch? What? Say what again? Say what again? I dare you! I double dog dare you, mother... I won't steal your energy core. That's for you for later, okay? In this royal court of blah, 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 he is the best at introducing queens because he is a true king.
Mandy, where's the queen here?
Corey, our Corey, we love you. Now please, stop calling me Mary Jane Rottencrotch.
But that was a brave one, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. Happy birthday! And in Icelandic, till Hanagin met Eivind Brødr.